Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Today we ended up getting another new Arc Raiders update. This is the main January update as far as content goes that we just saw on the roadmap that was revealed a few days back. And in general, this is actually a surprisingly big update as far as gameplay updates go. On the roadmap, it didn't seem like the content with this one, getting a new store item, of course, getting the new Bird City like map condition and everything. It's content, but it's not anything that crazy. However, this update is much larger than we initially expected. So we've got the 1.13.0 update patch notes here. As we're going through everything, if you guys want to consistently stay up to date with all the major updates and news going on with Arc Raiders, be sure to hit that subscribe button. And of course, if you guys enjoy the video as we go through all the update details, a like rating is seriously appreciated as well. Let's dive into what changed with today's new update. Raiders, trouble is brewing in the Rust Belt. Heavy sandstorms have been battering the surface. Flocks of birds have been spotted around Buried City, gathering around chimneys for what many assume to be nefarious reasons. And to top it all off, Maverick Raiders have been spotted hunting Arc for sport and single-handedly taking on entire squads. So what's new as far as content goes in this update? We've got solos versus squads. So if you want the challenge, you could go through and do all PvP focused gameplay. Solo Raiders level 40 and above can gain access to solo versus squad, and when you opt into this, players get a 20% bonus XP at the end of the round on both successful extract or defeat. So you get bonus XP regardless of what happens. You can try and take on squads 1 versus 3 basically. We also have the trophy display, a new long-term project which requires players to hunt increasingly dangerous groups of Arc to submit their parts for rewards. Raiders will be able to build a new display case over 5 different steps, and each will add a new item to the display case. The rewards for completing each step include blueprints as well as Raider tokens, and full completion also brings additional rewards including a howl emote, a guitar, and 300,000 coins. There's currently no fixed end date, and it will not be impacted by expedition resets either. We've got the Bird City map condition where there's flocks of birds on Buried City building nests in empty chimneys. We got some reports of them storing shiny trinkets inside, so make sure to inspect those. This new permanent map condition will be applied to Buried City only, which will cycle in and out of the weekly rotation there. There will be more bird traps and zip lines present on the map. Raiders can expect more combat in or around the rooftops, including more flying Arc and more players in that proximity. We also have 2 new types of epic augments now available as well. There's also 7 new quests as well, so you can go through and complete those and get a handful of new rewards. Patch highlights, open parties. The option to set your party to open so your Embark and platform friends can join you seamlessly is also now a thing. Squad invites, added the option for squad mates to invite others to the party as well. There's also achievement fixes, Stellamont Seed Vault extract fix, mouse smoothing option added, and gamepad rebinding. So here with content and bug fixes, achievements, fix issues causing progress towards enemy of my enemy, and then also an issue causing hook, line, and sinker achievement to not track correctly. With Arc traversing obstacles has been improved. The Leaper is now better at walking when it loses its legs. The dead shredders are now properly labeled as scavengeable when pinged. The Snitch, they fixed an issue where snitches would abort calling down Arc if players threw a lure grenade during the call. Snitches will no longer make noise after they're destroyed. The Spotter, they fixed an issue where spotters would follow players into buildings then get stuck right after. With the Tick, when grabbed by the tick, players will now have a brief window of time where they can dodge roll to remove that tick. With audio updates here, they fixed an issue where emotes were missing voice lines in the store and previews, fixed voice chat cutting in some cases. That's a really annoying one there. So glad to see that's fixed. Improved voice chat connection as well. So that's some W there for Prox chat. With maps in general, the types of containers that spawn conditions, specific blueprints have been lowered during electromagnetic storm, hidden bunker, and locked gate. They raised the chances of finding higher tier weapons in weapon cases, slightly lowered the chances of finding matriarch and queen unique parts in their armor pieces to make it a bit harder to get them without destroying them completely, fixed multiple containers across all maps that you couldn't actually interact with, fixed a Raider hatch timing bug and camera getting stuck if the interaction fails. On dam battlegrounds, they tweaked some of the cliffs around the Raider outpost tower on the dam where players could get stuck, adjusted the elevator shaft collision to prevent players from getting stuck on the dam control tower, fixed collision issues inside the pattern house, fixed an issue where players could reach an unintended location in water treatment. That's that wall breach exploit that was going on there, but you couldn't actually leave the wall unless you had a snap hook, so players would go in there and just get stuck, and they're just killing for the sake of fun there, which is kind of weird. On Buried City, they removed an invisible wall underneath Buried City Highway, then also removed the musical puzzle from Buried City. The guitar is now purchasable at Shawnee's there. We also have spaceport updates, fixed an issue where rocks and grass would float at times, adjusted arc spawn location during hidden bunker on bunker antennas to make sure they can't spawn directly on top of those. Then on Stella, fixed the seed vault extraction glitch that allowed players to remain in the extraction point after it had closed. The night raid lighting has been updated with most lamps turned off, fixed 40 locations on Stellamontis where players could get frequently stuck, and fixed the Bastion and Stellamontis being able to spawn out of bounds and then attack players through walls. So that sounds fun. With miscellaneous updates here, they fixed various crashes, added an option for mouse smoothing, added a matchmaking delay option for stream sniping mitigation, fixed an issue that allowed players to play the guitar while using a zipline. Do we really have to fix that one though? They made aim assist consistent across different frame rates, fixed issues with inputs not always registering at frame rates above 30, fixed an issue where one of the macro sets helmets variants appeared incorrect in game, fixed some trinket items not being placeable in the trinket slots, fixed various clipping issues, fixed an issue that sometimes caused the sun lens flare VFX to show up even if the sun was behind a whole lot of cloud cover, an issue where selected codex entry wasn't always visible, firework boxes will get set off randomly after deploying Raider gets knocked out at times, fixed some graphic settings resetting to default when you restart on PS5, and lighting polish was added on various maps. Some movement updates here. Fixed an issue where player movement input would temporarily be unresponsive after having network issues, so kind of like you're stuck in place. An issue where players would fall off a ladder when attempting to descend shortly after climbing to the top, and an issue where players would automatically jump off a ladder when entering while crouched. With UI updates here, added a new tab to the option menu that allows free binding most of the gamepad buttons, fixed the display of the VoIP trigger actions when playing with the gamepad on PC, an issue where the UI would sometimes display too low inventory value in the expedition sign up, an issue where weapons placed in the expedition provided stash slots did not appear in the weapon upgrade screen, an issue where item amounts didn't always display for non-stackable items in project donation rewards and trial rewards, added the option of open party so you can join anyone's party there, added the option for squad mates to invite other players as well as the party leader. A new display will be shown when a friend joins the party of a player that is topside. For users who have Discord linked, you can now invite Discord friends to play as well. With utility, they fixed zipline anchor point, updating its position correctly when on a moving platform, changing augments and loadouts now arranges the excess items in the stash better, fixed an issue where two players using a defib at the same time would revive a downed player with full HP. That was a fun little strat you could do there, so that's a bit of a bummer they fixed that. They added additional interactions to the final objective in the groundbreaking quest. Anti-cheat update. A 3-strike progressive ban system is in the process of being implemented. Bans will be 30, 60, and then permanent. I'm not gonna lie, I think if you're caught cheating, there shouldn't be much of a buffer there. Just my 2 cents. Then there are a few known issues. Solos versus squads matchmaking does not have a pop-up when the option becomes available. Cosmetics acquired through Raider tokens that have not yet been purchased may be missing from the customization menu. One of the macro set helmet variants appears incorrectly. Players may occasionally not receive a skill point as indicated in the results screen. If you reboot or play another match, that fixes that. So, you know, a larger update than expected here for our main January update for sure. Really excited to check out a lot of this, jump in game, getting some new raids here, and hopefully get some good loot, some of those new augments and whatnot, and of course check out the new map condition and all the new content that was added in. Not too far from now in February, we're going to see another major update as well. But again, if you guys want to stay up to date with everything going on in Arc Raiders, be sure to hit that subscribe button. If you guys enjoyed the video, hit that like on your way out as well. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you later. Peace out.